Why would Hassan do this? Don't even. Every time something like this happens, there's like a coin flip on his Twitch account getting banned.
That was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press. And in this,
The video is so blurry it might as well be a UFO video. Yeah, I'm saying it's a false flag. Why not? Why not? Well, just say it's fun. I don't really care. Why not? Country's falling apart, world's ending. I'll say it's a false flag. I don't really care. The chips on the table, whatever. What the fuck am I looking at right now? What was that? What was that?
It looked like he checked it twice.
Lieutenant Hudson, you monitoring this there?
Here it comes out. Obviously,
Go for us.
Holy shit! I show speed?
here it comes out.
I'm fast as fuck, boy!
Obviously,
Go for us.
God damn.
shall I post it as soon as he passes down that?
18, go for
So should we follow him? Should we follow him? Nah, it's a false flag. It was aliens. It was reptiles. I don't really care. Yeah, Trump's fine. Everyone's fine. Shots didn't even happen in the room that Trump was in, you know? A whole bunch of nothing. Frankly, people keep trying to kill Trump, and I don't get. I honestly, past the point, it's your fault. One assassination attempt, you get some sympathy. Two, you're on thin ice. Three, honestly, it seems like there might be something wrong with you. You know? Video just after shooting showing RFK Jr. being evacuated. Oh, the drama videos. The drama. JD Vance getting dragged out of the venue. Oh, he fell. Trump fell. Trump fell, by the way. At his age, you never know. More deadly than a bullet. You're 80 years old, a bullet passes through you. What is it going to hit? Dust? It's not like your organs are doing anything at that age, but a fall.
There's the president being escorted. The president being escorted out one side. The vice president being escorted.
It's just a basic probability. How many 80-year-olds die to bullets versus die to falls? That's right. That right there, that was the danger. From the White House ballroom, from the Big Apple. What, the modernity is so weird, man, you know? Presidential assassination attempt? Maybe. It's a false flag. It's fake. It was Israel. It was Mossad. Who cares? And you get a bunch of shaky, you know, phone camera videos from the, you know, from the tables. Oh no! My long estimated life of graft and pedophilia! I'm sorry, I'm acting out like what it must have been like to be in attendance. Oh my, who's gonna insider trade without me? You know?
Oh my god.
You get me. How was your hike? Pretty good. Short one. 3.5 miles, 800 feet elevation gain in total. No, it was good. We went up to a lake, Alpine Lake. It was nice. Beautiful day for a hike too. I agree. Just did like bewildered lemmings. Not a big fan of them, just pointing the guns into the crowd. But what a crowd to point guns into. Am I right? That was a joke. No, they're all evil. You know, it's like October 7th. A significant number of the casualties were just the IDF spraying and praying. They were told that an Arab had breached containment. It was like when you throw kibble on the ground in front of a bunch of excitable dogs. They're like skittering on the floor trying to get it, slamming into the fridge. Anyway, if there's anything we've learned from like modernity, it's that assassination. Well, this was a false flag, so it doesn't count. But assassination attempts are always conducted by the deeply mentally ill, not by people with any kind of plan. It's always just crazies, right? Like society has not yet broken down to a point where people are attempting like well thought out, politically motivated Kirkenings. But it was a false flag, yeah. The shooter has a Steam game, by the way. See, you keep saying that, but I don't know if that's true. Did you see this already? Oh, hey, Vermin. Video posted by Dre. Oh, yeah, no, we saw this. Yeah. We saw this first. He's fast as fuck, boy. Fucking Naruto running. I like how long it took everyone else to wake up and start following him, you know? Motherfucker flashed infinite void for 1 millisecond and stunned everyone before running forward. I'm sorry. I have it on the mind. Reading Gojo X Gato Dojins. No one even tried to tackle him. Yeah, you get complacent, man. Your Secret Service, your whole job is like, you know, escorting children down into the basement under the Oval Office. And then, like, nothing happens for years. And then suddenly someone fucking Naruto runs past you. That's crazy. Just, you're gonna get caught off guard. Jesus Christ. Fucking funny. Anyway, yeah, it was a false flag. Meghan McCain, with a typical fat take. I don't want to hear one more fucking criticism from Trump's new ballroom at the White House. I'm sorry. I literally can't look at or think about Meghan McCain without thinking about that fucking Nick Mullen tweet, man. 170-pound 10-year-old Meghan McCain. Daddy, pick me up, pick me up. John McCain. Can't, sweetie. My back. The war. Oh my God! It's the top comment. I literally. You know I wasn't looking at it because if I was, I would have gotten the pounds correct. Blind? No, I'm looking at chat. This is my chat looking direction. Can't you read? Yeah, I can read. Chat. I thought you were doing a bit. No, I was looking at chat, repeating the. Buddy, get your glass. This is the monitor where chat's on. This is the monitor where that you can see. Get your prescription up. I don't need to hear that from the motherfucker who got an escort to his goddamn LensCrafters appointments. Fuck you, buddy. Get your goddamn prescription up. I'm the only reason you have one. Shut your ass up. White boy. I need more glasses. I need more glasses too. Anyway, what was I saying? Thank you.
Do I close the door or do you stop screaming?
I'll stop screaming. All right. Canceling. They're canceling me. We're white because we ain't got money. Leave us be. Isn't that like the opposite of what being white usually does? All right. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, the ballroom. Didn't Trump talk about the ballroom right after? What's even going on here, man?
Powerful and extraordinary images of getting the president, of course, the first lady, all the dignitaries and all the VIPs on stage at that head table. It really just remarkable how, yes, it looked chaotic and it looked panicked, but also it looked incredibly controlled. And I imagine.
Oh, yeah. Okay, going back. Okay. God, he's disgusting. Look at him. Yeah, give me the... Yo, they had fucking the Cuphead soundtrack playing when the shots were fired? That's crazy. Get ready and then some. You're up. Now for a real battle. They left the press there to die. Can't blame them. You seen the press? Anyway, yeah, nothing fucking happens. Trump comes back. It's a false flag, deep state, Mossad, etc., etc. Everyone's fine. It's all good. So, hold on. So apparently the shooter was a game that we have the identity of the shooter? How do we have the identity? Any info? Any motivation? Is the shooter alive? I think so, yeah. Everyone with the damn... You know, I was actually talking about this with my beautiful part. It's funny because we were actually talking about stochastic violence and societal, societal degradation as we were on the hike, and then I get to the base of the mountain, and my phone is signal again, and I open it, and Tempest, one of my editors, is like, "Hey, check this out," and I'm like, "Fuck!" So then we drive home, but we were talking about this. I was saying one of the things I think that makes America uniquely vulnerable in a sociopolitical sense to stochastic terror and like social breakdown and random acts of violence is the fact that we do not have a very sort of established cultural or geographic or like a regional castle. Like the elites commingle with the proles very readily. And I think a point to that is that the true aristocracy, they would never, ever in a million years, they would never record shit like this with their phone. But nowadays, everyone who's wealthy also wants to be like a podcaster, you know? And podcasting is a proletarian exercise. Everyone's a cloud. Yeah, it's like you no longer become a podcaster to get into government. You get into government so you have a bit for your podcast, you know? No getting past this. He was a shirtless dude armed to the teeth. Is there like a clear picture on him? Who is Cole Allen? Fake name, fake person. He looked like he'd be annoyingly good at fighting games. You can't say that. You saying he looks like he'd be annoyingly good at fighting games, what you mean is he has the smash cut. Mixed race, black, with has not seen a barber in 2 months. Calling it? You can't say that. I can't even say that. Some random teacher from California, I think. Game dev, engineer, scientist, teacher. From the LA area. Whew, dodged one. From the big man himself. It was from the president's account. I know he didn't go down there and take the photo, but it is funny to imagine that he did. Apparently at a game available on Steam. Yeah, someone keeps linking it. Keeps getting linked. It has mixed reviews. Any recent reviews? Not recommended. This game is just like his life. Worthless and a complete failure. Okay. Guess people are mad at him, like, I don't know, trying to take a shot. Don't they have to pay to review it? Yeah, you have to buy it. So they're literally financing a terrorist right now. Play it on stream? Nah, it's probably bad. I only know this guy for one thing, and he fucked it up.
Brief remarks. We had just heard the national anthem played. The president and the first lady had come into the room, and we were awaiting his remarks as the evening went on. It was very calm, energetic room. Thousands of journalists.
He actually did this for the Steam money. Crazy long con play. You know that like in 10 years, Luigi Mangione's going to be a millionaire off like a hair product line, right? He's going to release a skincare line that's going to dazzle America. And he will be generational wealth in his lifetime.
As well as government officials here. And as you mentioned, this is the first time that the president, President Trump, has attended this dinner. Now, what happened, happening, there just was a...
So witnesses told our correspondents that it did sound like gunshots. And as you say, Tom, the president has indeed confirmed that there was a shooter at the hotel. And he has also said on Truth Social that that person has been apprehended. Tom, you mentioned that you were close to the president as this was going on. Can you give us a sense of, was he panicked? Was he calm? I'm sure the situation was very chaotic, but...
Did you see them trying to get the dinner back on right after the shoot? Didn't Trump speak afterwards? Didn't they... Didn't he speak afterwards? Yeah, but they didn't do the dinner again because it was a mess. Give me the Trump speech
on camera.
But incredibly acted upon by Secret Service and law enforcement, and this was an event dedicated to freedom of speech that was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members.
At the White House? Oh, yeah. Sorry. The title is what it is because I lied to you because I'm a leftist and I lie. It wasn't at the White House. It was it was at the Hilton where they normally have their correspondence dinner. There actually isn't a space in the White House for like a big dinner, which is why Trump is building the ballroom. So they're using it as a pitch for the ballroom, basically. Like Trump is going to mention it here. Meghan McCain said something about it, you know. They're gonna like, well, this is why we need like White House security. Yeah, false flag. It's a false flag. It's not even a false flag for Iran. It's a false flag for the fucking ballroom, dog. How sad is that? How sad is that? Trying to cut through all the judicial holdups.
Members of the press, and in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified. I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons.
We'll get to Kash Patel in a bit.
He was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now. Put out on Truth and put out on many other platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job. One officer was shot, but saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. He was shot from very close.
God, he's so fucking boring. Imagine flubbing after a goddamn shooting.
Distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's in great shape. He is...
Why is Kash making that face? Okay, the actual reason that Kash is making that face is because of a very specific bit of reporting that was caught on by, among others, the New York Times, about how he's a cuck. Incredibly funny. Here, this is the tidbit. Robert Kennedy Jr. and his wife Cheryl Hines came out and were ushered into an elevator. Then Jean Shapiro emerged. The FBI director, Kash Patel, came tearing across the hallway with two men in tow. His girlfriend was hiding in a room with another man who was holding her hand. Incredible detailing from the New York Times, written with so much contempt on every level. He was sprinting. He had men in tow. He left his girlfriend behind during a shooting, holding another guy's hand. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. He was in the chair. He was in the chair with his two best mates who were patting him on the back, keeping him together through the ordeal. Yeah, no. Fantastic, really. So I imagine the reason he looks particularly weird here is because, I mean, the reporting came out very quickly.
Has very high spirits, and we told him we love him and respect him, and he's a very proud guy. He's very proud of what he does, Secret Service agent. And we looked at all of the conditions that took place tonight, and I will say, you know, it's not a particularly secure building. And I didn't want to say this, but this is why we have to have all of the attributes of what we're planning at the White House. It's actually...
I do think it was a false flag. I don't care. You can get mad about it. I don't care. I don't care. Certainly no one there is treating it real.
It started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was fucking awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and it was a pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle. What exactly did you see?
We were sitting right in front of the table.
Okay.
Right in front of where the president was.
Table. Yes. And what exactly happened? So someone got tackled, or like what?
Nobody got tackled, but guys came in looking for shooters. And they came toward our table. I thought the shooter was over by us or something. But yeah.
So you didn't see the actual attack yourself?
Worst actor of all time? Yeah, true.
A larger room, and it's much more secure. It's drone-proof, it's bulletproof glass. We need the ballroom. That's why Secret Service, that's why the military are demanding it. They've wanted the ballroom for 150 years for lots of different reasons, but today's a little bit different because today we need levels of security that probably nobody's ever seen before. But everyone owes a tremendous debt of gratitude to the courage of law enforcement, the law enforcement, and working with the D.C. police. And we just spoke with the mayor. And when we're finished, the police chief is going to take over and discuss it also from their viewpoint. But they also performed exactly as they were supposed to. And you see the attacker in different positions, but you also see the attacker totally subdued and under control. So as you know, this is not the first time in the past couple of years that our republic has been attacked by a would-be assassin who sought to kill. In Butler, Pennsylvania, less than 2 years ago, you all know that story. And in Palm Beach, Florida, a few months after that, we came close. We really had, again, we had some great work done by law enforcement. But in light of this evening's events, I asked that all Americans recommit with their hearts in resolving our difference peacefully. We have to resolve our differences. I will say, you had Republicans, Democrats, independents, conservatives, liberals, and progressives. Those words are interchangeable, perhaps, but maybe they're not. But yet everybody in that room, big crowd, record-setting crowd. There was a record-setting group of people. And there was a tremendous amount of love and coming together. I watched, and I was very, very impressed by that. But First Lady and I were taken very well care of, very quickly rushed off the stage. Vice President J.D. Vance, who's here, was likewise...
Is it true that Trump does not typically attend the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and that this is actually like one of the only times he's done so? Yeah. He never has until now. I'm going to lose my mind.
Beautifully done.
This is how badly we need the ballroom. I leave the first time I go to a place that's not the White House. I thought it was in the White House because it was called the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I saw Vosh's title. I thought it was in the White House. It wasn't in the White House. Nasty Vosh. He lied again. This is why we need the ballroom.
He was just saying how quickly everybody acted, law enforcement, Secret Service in particular in this case, but law enforcement. Marco had the same thing. Pete was there. Pete didn't want any help. He didn't want anybody to help him. He doesn't want anybody to help him, but he did get some, didn't you?
River.
And I think you also said that it was very impressive. So with that, I'd like to ask Todd Blanche to come up, say a few words, and tell you it's already underway. The man has been captured. They're going to his apartment. I guess he lives in California. And he's a sick person, a very sick person. And we don't want things like this to happen. I think it's very important that I say, though, and I told the representatives of the evening, they did such a beautiful job. It was such a beautiful evening. And again, they're talking about free speech in our Constitution. That's what it's all about, not just White House correspondence. It was really based on free speech in our Constitution. But I said very importantly that we'll do it again within the next 30
Bucko, wrap it up.
days.
You're boring.
Control. So I want to thank everybody very much.
Videos come out, I expect, very shortly, and you'll see law enforcement do exactly what we want them to do. And so I echo what Mr. President.
Before the shooting, Karen, yeah, I saw this. Incredibly funny.
It'll be funny. It'll be entertaining. There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great. I'm looking.
Freudian slip because they shared the plan with her beforehand. You know? Really fucking funny.
There will be some shots fired tonight in the room. So everyone should tune in. It's going to be really great.
The hard laugh, yeah, from the guy who also knew the plan, but it's like, what the fuck are you doing, Carolyn? Yeah.
What President Trump just said, that we are extraordinarily grateful and appreciative of the men and women of law enforcement that did their jobs tonight, including one who was injured. This investigation is ongoing. I expect you will see.
Information is inadequate. We will evaluate it all. We will also be conducting interviews of those that were there, and if any of those individuals
aren't you fired
have
yet, man?
Information, please come forward to law enforcement or the FBI or the Metropolitan Police Department. We will be examining this individual's background thoroughly. That process has already started, and we are going to ensure that he was either a lone wolf actor or anyone else that was responsible. We will analyze.
Talking to somebody from another country today.
About how impactful this was. Can we hear from her about?
Well, honey, would you want to say something?
Okay.
In the back.
Millions of people across the globe, in fact, are watching you. You demonstrated courageous leadership, and thank God you're alive. All of us are alive today. What is the message that you want to give to the world that this should change? What corrective measures can we take from here on?
Well, all you can do, look, I don't care how many people you have, how good they are. They can be the greatest people. You have the greatest security in history. If you have a whack job who's got a brain, but it's a little bit distorted or a lot distorted, they can make trouble. I would say, Pete, right? You know, they can make trouble. Some of these people are of genius level IQ, and they're nuts. So it can be trouble. So you do absolutely the best. You get the best. We have the best people. Well, look, it was proven tonight. He started running from 50 yards, and he was fast. He was like a blur on tape. He was moving. It was very impressive the way they got him, because a lot of people would be looking and saying, you know, it's like a weird feeling, and they would let him get through, but they didn't let him get through. They drew those guns so fast. They looked like Matt Dillon. They looked like somebody that knew what they were doing, and we really do. But it comes with the territory. And if you want to do a great job, I really believe that. And you take a look at what's happened to some of our greatest presidents, and it doesn't happen to people that don't do anything. And it's not going to deter me from winning the war in Iran. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I really don't think so, based on what we know. But we're going to continue to do a great job. That's all I can do. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you.
We've just been listening to the president speak after shots were fired just outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner at the Washington Hilton.
I straight up just got jump scared by JD Vance back there. I swear to God, it was like a horror movie cut where you hear a violin sting and you see the doll that's been repositioned to be back on top of the seat in the corner of the room, illuminated by moonlight, even though you know you put it in the closet. I wasn't looking. I was looking at Trump's insane fucking neck slouch here. And then I saw... Oh my God.
President speak after shots were fired just outside the White House Correspondents' Dinner at the Washington Hilton in the nation's capital. The president saying a man who lives in California charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons before being taken down by the Secret Service. I'm going to ask our director to roll that video that has been released now by the White House. You can see how fast this man was coming. Look to the left side of your screen. He's sprinting right past Secret Service when they draw their weapons and begin to fire. The shooter was not able to breach the doors to the ballroom dinner. The president also also sharing that a Secret Service agent was shot in the chest but was...
Yeah, this might be my favorite selfie from the event. So fucking good. She deleted it after. Deborah Leah. Shooter at White House Correspondents' Dinner. Shooter's dead. Thank you, Secret Service. Prayer emoji. And you got the titties out? Conservatism. Everyone wants to be a fucking influencer, man. No one gives a shit about anything else. Cunty? Not even a little bit. Look at the lack of confidence. Sorry. I've been to too many drag shows, okay? I know what this is supposed to look like. Hesitant, awkward.
Saved by a bulletproof vest. The president saying he heard a loud noise and thought it was the sound of a tray going down, and he was quickly rushed off the stage. The president also praising law enforcement for acting quickly and saying he hopes he will be able to share more on the shooter's motivations in the coming days. Situation that unfolded in front of you?
Clearly, if he came from California.
DC police chief that doesn't...
Since now, apparently, he's not being particularly chatty with law enforcement at the moment. So they're going to be looking for any notes.
Still, and you see the attacker in different positions, but you also...
Okay, it looks like we're caught up with the news. Yeah, nothing, another nothing burger. I don't know, funny. Society continues to degrade. It's just like a shooter adjacent to the president, and like no one really cares, I guess. No one cares. This must be incredibly embarrassing on a global scale. I don't know if America can embarrass itself more on a global scale than it already has. I'm not going to lie. The average non-American genuinely thinks that we're a pudding people. Whatever you want to take from that, you can. It means whatever you want it to mean. It's not like it was great pre-Trump. That is true. It was Bush and then Trump, really, who, you know, you're all bums. That's fucking true. Yeah. Sadly, feels like it wasn't worth canceling your hike. I didn't cancel my hike. I only found out about it when I got back down. I'm not checking my phone while I'm walking. This guy just sat there, kept eating. Fucking beast mode. Absolutely. You know they're serving the good shit, the good adrenochrome at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. Just get it in while you can. You see the Erica Kirk reaction? Crying? Sorry. He's just so happy.